What's going on, everyone? Time for another weekly wrestling rant. The rant that I go on about the wrestling that I watched this past week, and boy, was it a lot of it. However, man, it was hard to stay awake through a lot of it. It was. Man, I don't know if it's just me getting older or what, man, but these longer programs, 3-hour Raw, 3-hour SmackDown, I'm like, man, it's hard to stay awake for them. But I did watch everything. I watched Raw, NXT, Dynamite, also SmackDown, AEW Grand Slam, as well as NXT's Vengeance pay-per-view. So I watched all of it this week. Now, again, it was difficult. I had to watch it in parts because, man, I was just dozing off on some of it. But let's start with Monday Night Raw. Big takeaway is Jay is challenging Gunther. That's like one of the worst kept secrets ever. That was almost as bad as them saying Penta was arriving. So yeah, Jay is fighting Gunther for the title, and I'm pretty sure Jay's gonna win this time. And for Raw, other than that, again, the matches were the matches. The tag team match, the War Raiders. Now that match was the Alpha Academy. I did like that match. However, I just want the Alpha Academy to go over because they're a good team. They're solid wrestlers. But I know they're pushing the War Raiders now too, so I get it. I just want the Alpha Academy to do better. And then after that, we got. Oh man, first of all, when Raw started out, the big thing is Jay's challenging Gunther. That's the big thing. And the way it started off, my goodness, Jay was hyping the crowd up, and then Gunther just took his feet from him and beat him up. So he's gonna torture him, make his life hell for the next 10 weeks until WrestleMania. That's good heel work. I'm here for that. I'm here for Gunther being just the absolute menace to Jay. I'm here for it. So that was pretty much Raw. And the way it went off, I was not a fan because Logan Paul's in Elimination Chamber now. He beat Rey Mysterio. Then the New Day was jumping in, just cut off. I'm like, well, what was that? It just cut off. I'm like, we are Netflix now. We can watch all of this. I don't want to have to wait for Raw exclusive or anything like that. I should be able to see all this. But that was Raw in a nutshell. Then we got NXT, which they were getting ready for their big pay-per-view, getting their matches set up for that. And big takeaway from that was Ricky Starks showed up on NXT to quite the fanfare. He had quite the buzz as he was making his way through the crowd. So, interesting to see how they're going to package him, see if they're going to change his name, see if they're going to keep the same name or what have you. But I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Ricky Starks, and maybe in AEW can learn a lesson or two as to how to push somebody properly who has charisma, who can talk on the mic, and is decent in the ring. So let's see what happens with Ricky Starks over in NXT until he gets the main roster call up. Then we got good old-fashioned Dynamite. Where, again, Harley Cameron's the best thing on the show. Her promo she cut, their video / promo she made, the puppet is far more over than Mercedes. I'm here for it. I want to see the puppet more than I want to see her. So back on with AEW, where Harley Cameron is the most entertaining thing. The goofy nonsense is where Cope kidnapped the briefcase from Marina Shafir, where he kidnapped the briefcase from her and held it hostage at the end of the show. Started beating it with a ball bat with nails on it, in which the Death Riders came in and took it. And now they're going to have a tag match at Grand Slam. And then they're going to have a singles match at another event. Edge, Cope, and Moxley. The show was just bizarre and other nonsense happening throughout. Just matches that didn't have a lot of build-up and purpose. I mean, the Hurt Syndicate threw the gun boys around, and as expected, that was it. So yeah, it ended with the whole Death Rider nonsense. So yeah, that's where Dynamite went off the air on Wednesday night. Now on to SmackDown, where we got Jacob Fatu, all gas, no brakes. Man, push him to the moon. Push him to the moon, and they're doing it too. I know he was in the opportunity to compete in for a match to qualify for Elimination Chamber, and which Priest won, and now Priest is in the chamber. I know they're still trying to. To me, it feels like they're still trying to legitimize Damian Priest as a champion. But they still try to legitimize, like, if we put a belt on him because he's that caliber. I don't see it with Priest. He's not bad, but he's not. No, he's not that superstar to me. That's my opinion. But I appreciate them giving him a push. But man, what would have been like see Jacob in there? Oh, then Solo was back, and Solo told Jacob, "I love you." I was like, "Oh, here we go." So they probably ended up having their match at Elimination Chamber because Solo cost. Solo hit Tama Tonga with the spike, and Jacob was like, "Yo, what you doing?" Next thing you know, Jacob getting knocked around, and he get incapacitated for a time period for Priest to get the win. And so we'll see how that shapes up. They got new evidence on the whole Bianca Jade thing, which they saw what they did revealed on Raw. So we'll see how that plays out too. I still think Naomi did it. I don't care what you say. The Street Profits dropped another promo on SmackDown, which I can't wait for their heel run. Let them have it, as long as it's not a big crazy match at WrestleMania. Let them do they can have a big crazy match at WrestleMania, but let them already be champs first, and then have a big crazy match and still come on top at WrestleMania. So, but that was all in all. Priest in Elimination Chamber, and Drew McIntyre causing dissent, wreaking havoc, and super kick. So, I mean, Drew McIntyre, man, he's had a stellar couple years, and I love everything he's been doing. So, but that all in all was SmackDown. Now we got the NXT pay-per-view where Stephanie Vaquer became the new champ. Obafemi kept his title, but then he got jumped by a makeshift Shield / Nexus. So let's see what happens there. I still don't know when they're gonna push Obafemi to the main roster, but they're definitely doing that they're pushing Roxanne Perez. They're definitely pushing her to the main roster for sure, because she's having matches with Bayley and whatnot too. So yeah, they definitely got pushing her for the main roster. And Roxanne Perez, she's not bad. I like her. So they had a moment in the ring with Stephanie Vaquer and Juliana. Then Jordan Grace came out because she's officially in NXT now. So the women's division is cooking over there. So let's see what happens there. Trick Williams lost, which is crazy. Javante Evans, he lost. I'm like, wow. So they all lost. But, I mean, the matches were solid, though. There were some good matches. Now, on to to whatever show this was. Grand Slam AEW, where Ospreay and Kenny Omega started the show. They had a match where they did everything, like everything you can do, kicked out of it all. And I gotta be honest, that pretty much spoiled the show for me, because they kicked out of everything. Anything else that happened during the show, like, these guys, they should have died from it, but they didn't. So I know you're gonna kick out, and that pretty much did it for me for the show. Now, Buddy Matthews, he rolled his ankle some nasty. He rolled his ankle. He's able to gut through that whole match the whole time. He rolled his ankle before the match started, which was crazy. I saw this slow-mo of that. And he was able to, he he had to shrug that pain off and act like it didn't bother him. Man, I rolled my ankle before. Nah, his foot was on fire. I don't care what you say. I know his foot was on fire. But he toughed it out. He lost to Okada, which, whatever to that. Oh man, the worst possible match, the Moxley match, and Moxley and Claudio against Cope and Switchblade Jay White, in which the Death Riders won by choking Edge out. But Edge still gets a title shot at the next event. This Death Rider thing needs to end immediately. I say my grade for wrestling this week, I gotta give it like a C, because it was average enough, but man, it was a hard time staying awake for the programming this week. It really was. Let me know what you thought, what you liked, what you didn't like. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget, put your comments down below. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Peace.